This is a heist for the Los Angeles Lakers as reports continue to escalate surrounding the Lakers' plans regarding a trade for a center, and a brand new report has dropped revealing a wild report surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll break down exactly what that is and discuss what it means going forward, as this has huge implications on the team as the offseason continues to get underway. But before we get into it, folks, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. Your guys' support has been unbelievable. If you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And thank you guys again for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, a ton to go over today. It is a very interesting time right now to be, not only a Lakers fan, but a fan of the NBA in general. Teams are losing. The Cavs, who had an all-time, franchise best, stretch of games there this season. They've been doing all these different great things, and they got eliminated. Now we're talking about the Lakers. A bunch of new trade reports have dropped revolving one player in particular. And let's not waste any more time. Let's dive into it. This is Mitchell Robinson. The Los Angeles Lakers may finally be getting the rim protector they've desperately needed, at least if a new trade idea proposed by Bleacher Report Greg Swartz comes to life. And you can see the trade here. It is Mitchell Robinson for Jared Vanderbilt, a second and a first-round pick swap in 2027. So this is a very, very interesting trade proposal here. And we've been talking on the channel about Nic Claxton. We've been talking on the channel about Hachimura. We've been talking on the channel about all these different players. And, from both the Lakers side and the opposition, it's at the point now where they desperately need a center. We know they're going to get a center. But with all these new reports, all these new rumors, and different centers that are coming to life here, it's becoming clearer and clearer the type of center they're going to look to acquire. And obviously, Rob Pelinka has went out and he said, or 2026 for first-round pick swap, by the way, not 2027, but he's come out and said he's going to make a bunch of moves and they're going to do all these different things. I want to get your thoughts on this trade in particular. I think it's a bit of a steal here for the Lakers. Now, obviously, a couple things to go about here. One, you're getting rid of Vando, who is your, in theory, point of attack defender, struggled a little bit last year, and you're getting rid of a pick swap. But what this means is you keep your 2031 first-round pick, which is extremely valuable when looking to make a big move, and you're also getting a center that has started in the past. And I'm not saying this would be their only center move, but this one is very interesting. You can see this here. The Lakers can get a solid starter with low risk, and this would give them a center who addresses their most glaring issue, which is, rim protection and being a pick-and-roll threat. During their first-round loss to the Timberwolves, the Lakers' lack of true shot blocking completely screwed them over, essentially. Mitchell Robinson, he is injury prone, checks the boxes the Lakers need filled. A true 7-footer, Robinson has made a career protecting the rim. Now, again, he's only averaged this last year 5.6 rebounds, 1 and a third blocks. It's at the point now where, or 1.1 blocks, sorry. It's at the point now where, the Lakers, if they make a move like this, you're hoping that Mitchell Robinson will be able to be healthy and actually play for a lot of games. But that would be a big task for a guy like Mitchell Robinson who hasn't been healthy for a while. But you're not giving up too much. Now, maybe in this proposed deal, you just go Vando in 2 seconds or something like that rather than a first-round pick swap. But that swap is in 2026, where the Lakers are still going to be competitive. They have Luka Doncic. They have, Austin Reaves if they decide to keep him. And LeBron might still be playing by then. So, regardless of that, that's next year's pick swap. LeBron should still be back. You should be competing for a championship, let alone it being a great pick. And I think when you're like that, you have to be looking for all available options, specifically buy low guys. And I really think the Lakers, especially, with not having a center this past year, are going to look at options like this. And from the Knicks' point of view, you obviously have Cat. You get a defender to actually help your team now. And then, of course, you get a couple draft assets you can either use to trade later or, keep them. It is an enticing trade for both teams. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be saying, hey, Mitchell Robinson is not the player he once was. He's injured all the time. If you can get him healthy for 50 or 60 games, to me, that is going to help this team immensely, whether he is a backup center or starting center. And even if he's your backup center, he could be a perfect fit if you go out and get somebody else out there. And there's been a lot of rumblings about, Nic Claxton, all these different things. You can have a really good tandem at the center position here. You can see here, both players come with injury concerns. Vando only played 36 games and just 29 the year before. Robinson suited up for only 17 games this year and 31 last season. For the Lakers, the upside of having a lob threat and rim protector is worth the gamble. In short, this is kind of a low-cost, high-impact move that could fortify the Lakers roster and give them the center presence they so clearly lack. Now, I do agree with, the high upside here, because if there's a world where he stays healthy, you didn't give up too much, but you have Mitchell Robinson now, who's healthy. He could either be your starting center. Let's say he comes off the bench. You have instant rim protection. He would help address one of the biggest needs. Now, is he going to be the pick and roll guy that Doncic is going to be going to every single possession or, being the main guy? Maybe not. Maybe that's why you go out and you get another center. But at the very least, he is someone that can provide a ton of upside for your team. And you think back to earlier on in his career, he was really, really solid. Injuries kind of derailed him, but even as recent as 2022, he's still very good. 7 points a game. He's a great offensive rebounder, a fantastic rim protector. The upside is so high that if the Lakers can get this done, I love the move. He's still super young. Of course, he's on a contract right now. He's under contract, so I like it. I'm very curious, though. What do you guys think about this move? Because obviously, it's not necessarily the most reliable starter you're getting, but if you want to take a high risk, or a high reward, kind of low risk move here, you are giving up a pick swap, but again, it's going to be for next year's draft. It's not going to be very, and obviously with all the conditions, it shouldn't be very high. This could be a very low risk, high reward move for this Los Angeles Lakers team. And I like Mitchell Robinson. I think he could fit this team well. Again, if a championship team, if you have Mitchell Robinson as your backup center, you're in a very, very good spot. And also, we've seen it with the Knicks this year. Like, the Knicks are still in the playoffs, so it's going to be interesting to see how he, continues to produce here. I don't hate the move at all, and I think it makes a ton of sense as you start to look at kind of what could happen. We're hearing rumblings, Rui Hachimura being traded to Atlanta center. I don't think that'll be a part of the Mitchell Robinson deal, but at the same time, like, you have other assets now with this package. If you get this to get Mitchell Robinson, you still have other assets you can move to get other centers, like we've been talking about Walker Kessler if he becomes available. Nick Claxton is the Lakers' #1 target. There's John Collins, Cam Johnson if you want to go that route. There's a lot of different ways this team can get a center that's not necessarily Mitchell Robinson, but it's beyond Mitchell Robinson. And I don't think just getting Robinson is enough for this team at the center position, because the injuries, all these different things. But if you can get him for a buy low, high reward move, I think it could be a steal, a heist even for this team. So let me know down below. Do you think this is a heist? Do you think that this would be too high of a risk given his health concerns? You don't want to give up that pick swap. I think it makes a ton of sense. And you have the upside of a very good rim protector, but again, injury prone. And you're also getting rid of Jared Vanderbilt, who, at times was useful for the Lakers this past year, a very good defender. You'd hopefully want to replace him. And one of the problems is with this deal, you are giving up Vando, who has been one of your best perimeter defenders and point of attack defenders. So you're going to have to replace that somewhere, but the Lakers had to replace that somewhere anyways. And I don't know if Vando is going to be a guy who, it makes the deal make sense for the Knicks because they're getting a point of attack defender and they don't really want Mitchell Robinson. So let me know down below. Also want to go over a couple of offseason dates here, and this is going to put things into perspective regarding the Lakers' timeline for making moves. So, of course, the draft lottery happened a couple of days ago. Now they're zeroed in on the draft. Now, regarding the Lakers, all these different things, they don't have the first-round pick this year. It's the last pick gone away in the Anthony Davis trade. But moves are going to be happening, and if you are the Lakers, you got to be ready to pounce, and that is trading for players. So June 25th is, of course, the day where the draft is going to be happening. That's not too long away here, about a month and a week or so. This is going to be extremely interesting because we know free agency starts July 1st, but June 25th is when there's going to be a lot of action, whether that's trading for picks, whether that's trading for centers. So things are going to really pick up here, but also things can happen before this date as well. Now that the lottery is set, things are going to be picking up, and that's why this is such an important time for the Lakers to start zeroing in and nailing down their plan. Now that the picks have been, the Lakers obviously don't have a pick this year, but for other teams, everything is starting to settle in. It's going to be a crazy next few weeks for this Los Angeles Lakers team. And we're going to keep you up to date every step of the way, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Cheers.